So let's see how what website layout means. So let's look at this site now, Jumia site, their homepage. Then let's see how to develop the different parts or how their layout look like. So I'm gonna be using sniping tool. I'll be sniping them one by one. I'll be bringing them one by one. So first, let's look at the header. Now, let me get out the header, snipe it off from the website, from the main website. So we now see the header. This is just the header, just the first one, the topmost one. So now the next thing we will look at is just the navigation, which is the side nav. Side nav. So I'll go to new. So let me grab it now. Let me just grab the navigation. The navigation, this one is side navigation. It's not like the horizontal one, which is most common in some cases. So now we can see the side nav. So from here you can move from one category to another. So now that's it. Okay, so the next thing here is the product side. This is where you see where Jumia display their product. Okay, now let's snipe it, though I'm not going to be getting the whole thing due to the way the screen look. Okay, so now this is the product span until it goes down, but this is the major part of the product, so it goes down to the footer. Because now the next thing now is for us to the footer snipe the footer. So these are the these are the things that make up this layout for this particular page. Okay, this is an ad. So that one has nothing to do with the layout. It's an ad they display. Okay, now this is the footer. Let's snipe the let's snipe the footer and get it off. Okay, so the whole of here made up the footer for this particular Jumia homepage. So now I want us to go to MS Word and design this layout. Design this layout the way it is here. This is just the just like the architectural design of a building. So let's design it. So let's let's design. So let's design it. So let's quickly go to okay, fine. This is just the layout we just looked at now. So let's go to MS Word. So I'm going first of all, let's draw the page. I'm going to be using shapes. uh, okay, so now I'm gonna pick the shape like the text box. I will use it to make the page, not the normal. That's just the whole page. From at this point, the let's assume the page is blank. So the page is blank, and let me minimize it so that we can see almost the whole part of it as we build up this layout. Okay, looking, still having that layout, what we saw on Jumia at the back of our mind. Now let's see how we can craft it out here. Just the raw form of it, just like the way buildings are drawn before they are built. Okay, now the first thing we have is the header. So anyone I draw, I will label it. Okay, I'll label it. Let me just add text to label it. So this one is the header. Now that header, there are other things that are contained there, but you as when you want to code, now you now determine what is the but. What the thing you should have in your mind is that here is the header. Just like when in a building, you just say that window will be here. So you are the one that will determine whether it's a wooden window or Almaco window will be there. So whatever, but just know that the header will be there. Okay, now the next thing now is for the side navigation. So we have this as the side. Okay, let's also label it. we add text. So this is navigation, navigation bar, navigation, navigation. Still, that is where we are imagining that Jumia, the web page that we just visited before we came to this MS Word, navigation bar. But this one is side navigation bar. Okay, so let me see if I can increase the font. Okay, spelling off. So let me just make it normal. Let me go make it 12 point, and okay. So now the next thing now is to put the product side, now. The product is just at the right hand side of the navigation. uh, Still having that side at the back of your mind, still having it at the back of your mind, you will notice that the product is at the side of the navigation. So we have the product side here, product. So all the product will be listed this side. Okay. So um let's increase the font. So as you can see, this is the product side. So now the last thing we have on that page is just the footer. So once I come here and pick the footer, so I'll have it this way. So this is the last thing we have in that footer, in that on that page, I mean to say. So that is a footer. So footer, center it. Let me centralize it so it will look a little bit nicer than this. Okay, if we increase the font of that label, so we'll have something like, okay, this is just the architectural design, the engineering, the interface design of this. This is the rough part of it, So looking at it now, you just see, you can imagine that page that we just visited, this Jumia. So we'll see the header, the sidebar, and the product side. The header, the sidebar, and the product side, and then the footer. Okay, now let's look at another site. This is a school site. This has a different layout. So let's begin to snipe out the content of the layout one by one. So this is the header. So I'll stamp it off. Okay, as you can see, this is how the header look like. This is just the header. Now the next thing we will look at is just the navigation. Now the navigation we have here is the horizontal nav, unlike what we saw in that Jumia site. So this one is horizontal. So it has some menu item on them, including the logo. So now the next thing we have here, this is commonly known as banner. So it depends on your design. Like the one we have on Jumia, we didn't meet banner there, though sometime you might meet banner in some sites. So now this is the banner for this. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so we're going to be putting out of those things inside our inside using MS Word to like craft out the layout. So now the next thing we have is why choose us. Now this why choose us has other things in it. Okay, let's snipe it out. So well, okay. Let's minimize a little bit. So all right, so why choose us? Let's snipe it out. Close the, okay. Why choose us? So we'll have it this way. Now this is the why choose us. Okay, we're going to be putting all this thing up in a raw design using MS Word. So why choose us? Okay, now the next thing here is the about. This is about us. part of this layout. So if we snipe it out, if we just snipe it out, so go to new, so new, snap it out. So let's see what I mean by the about us layout. So this is the about us layout, and now the next we have here is this St. Bridget's Schools achievement testimonial. So you can put testimonial there. So this side, so leadership, character, and learning. So that is what the goal of the school is all about. So now the next thing we have here is the news section, the news section. So, and after that, then we now have the footer. So let's snipe out the news section, okay. We grab it, we grab it. So now this is just the new section of that particular web page. So now the next thing we will look at is just the final part of it, which is the footer. The footer now, we're going to compile that our partner, and then the admission process, then the greater part of it. They are all grouped inside the footer. So let's snipe it out so that we can see that separately. So from here, so is the footer for this particular page. So you can design all each page of a particular website should have its own layout. So it's important you do all this before you start design, before you start coding, so that you will know what to do. So coming to the to this MS Word, now let's create a different page, another MS Word page for the design of this St. Bridget's Schools homepage layout. Okay, now let me bring out another page. So I will first of all put the main page. Let's use this rectangular shape to like craft out the page. Now this is the page. Now the page is blank for now. So let's start putting the sections on that particular website, still having that website at the back of your mind. The first thing we'll have is the header. Then below the header, we have the navigation. Still have that at the back of your mind as we proceed. So this is the header. Now the next thing is the navigation. The next thing is the navigation. So remember, these are the things that your code will represent when you start coding. So you draw them. You can use your pen to draw all of these, or you just use any graphic application like ColorDraw, MS Word. MS Word has a graphic side of it, so that's why I'm using MS Word. You can use Paint. You can use any graphic package so to like design it, or use your pen and pencil to like design it. So so another thing here, we have the banner. Now the banner here, labeling the banner. So banner, so this is for the banner. So center it. Let's just bring it down a little bit. This is just the banner. So your banner must not look like that one of that website, but just know that this is the layout. You are trying to clone that side. Okay, now the next thing we have there is just the why choose us. Now why choose us is just a section of its own. So once we put it down like this, so we now label it why choose us. Okay, why choose us. Okay, why choose us? Okay, I hope you're following. So why choose us? So center it. Then there are other items in that inside that why choose us. We have three things. I mean 6 things. So let's use this small box to represent them. In another way around, you can choose to put any other thing here, but just know that there's a why choose us here. You can choose to put any other thing there. But let's just say that this is how we want this is are the items we want to put in our code. So these are those three different box six. I mean 6 different box six of they contain why you should choose the organization. Okay, so now the remaining part, let's see how we can. So now the next one is the about us. The about us is has to one. On that side you have a picture on, on one side and some text there, but like I said, it's not a must you will do it like that, but just have the picture, the design there. Just have the design at the back of your mind. And so you grab, just have the design as you can see. So the next thing we have here is this achievement character learning, but let's not bother about this, but just get the clear picture of what we are doing. So let's include that the news, after the news. So we include the footer. So the news, the news. So okay, so this section is for the news. So we just label it and news. So the news, you can code it using HTML, JavaScript, CSS, or whatever language you're using. So the last one we have is the footer. The footer can contain anything, but in the case of the site we are sampling now, the footer has items like admission process, then all right reserved, and the copyright. So this represents the header, the navigation, the banner, the why, the why choose us, about us, news, and footer. So and this is just a pictorial representation of this web page. So that is what we call website layout. So web page layout. So you can do it for anyone. So I hope you grab the process. Thank you. See you in the next video.